Hello, update tubers, and welcome to a update video with me, Bloangulo. So, it might be a little bit longer one today. I've got a few things I want to talk about. First off, we'll cover the current series and, channel plans. And then I've got some stuff I want to talk about for channel thoughts, sort of long-term thinking. So stay tuned if you'd like to hear some more of that. So anyway, welcome back to a channel update, standard stuff. You guys probably all relatively familiar with the channel if you're watching this. As far as Shining Force 3 is concerned, for those of you not watching it currently, we're maybe halfway through Scenario 2, which means we're about halfway through the whole thing. It's going to take a little bit longer than I initially planned. Scenarios 1, 2, and 3 probably add up to around 200 episodes altogether, so I expect this one will run into January or so of 2017, hopefully, not 2018. But I've been mostly able to keep my 2 episodes per day schedule, other than a couple breaks here for personal stuff. But it should be going on. If you're not watching it, it's a lot of fun, or maybe you're not watching them as they come out live, but the playlists are set up, and I think it's actually quite an enjoyable game, even if you're maybe not as familiar with it. It's a lot like Shining Force 2, except 3D, so if you're into strategy RPGs, I'd recommend it. I'm doing a bit of silly voice acting, but I'm having some fun with that, so hopefully it's not a big problem. Other current series, I haven't given up on it yet here. I'm on the wrong page. I was supposed to start here. I had a big... oh no, this is the right page. It's just so far down, it's not even here anymore. I should actually fix that. And I'm still working on Dragonfall, Shadowrun. I keep getting stuck. I can't remember a way to change these. I'll add it back to the front page here. There we go. It's supposed to be here. I forgot about it. I'm not going to quit it. I hate leaving a series unfinished, but for those of you who've been following it, it's I've just fallen off of the difficulty curve. Some game mechanics kind of frustrated me, but I'm definitely going to finish it, so that's on the agenda still. Those are the only 2 current series right now. I tried some Everspace, had some fun with that, but I didn't really intend on playing it for a hugely long time. So I'm probably not going to be continuing on with that anymore, unless you like it. The big news is I'm planning on doing some more live streams again, more regularly. I'll probably post... Well, if you're on YouTube, I'm going to be streaming on YouTube this time around, so you're watching it on YouTube, rather than Twitch. So you should be able to get the notifications quite easily once I set up a live event, which are around here somewhere. Anyway, regardless, I'm planning on doing them Monday, Wednesday, Fridays again. Probably early afternoon Pacific times. So I used to do them, was it 1 to 4, 1 to 5, or 11 to 4, something like that? I can't remember what it was a couple years ago. But I'm going to try that again. First off, we've already done one. Again, it's not even on this list. Where am I? Why am I not on? I must be losing my mind. My page isn't looking the way it's supposed to be. Anyway, there's a Phoenix Wright series we're currently working on. And I've only really done one stream about it and uploaded the videos, but I'm going to continue working on that. It's the second Phoenix Wright game in the series, so we're going to be streaming some more of that. And also, I'm going to be doing a special stream series for Might and Magic 6. So for those of you guys who are big fans of that, I'm going to be doing another run of it. I already have a Might and Magic 6 series, obviously, on the channel, but it's one of those games that I usually go back to play every couple of years, and it's been a while. And I can certainly record it in a bit higher quality with a better mic and all that, so I think it's worth having another go. And specifically this time, I'm going to go for a challenge run of some sort. I'm not 100% sure exactly what the challenge will be, but instead of a normal party, it'll probably be something different, like all mages, or I don't know. I'm not looking for it to be super difficult necessarily, just, a little different than the last one, really. Other than that, I think it's possible I forgot to finish the Doom 2 from the old live streams, old Doom, or maybe it was Final Doom, I think, actually, yeah. I'm going to look up my video list, see if I've left that unfinished, but I can live stream again, so for the last year, if you're paying attention to the channel, I've had a sort of a subpar upload speed, so I couldn't really, but everything's fixed, it looks like everything's good again. So we're going to be continuing with finishing some of those series up, and looking for other live streams to stream with you guys. And of course, if you've got any good suggestions, feel free to let me know. I'm looking for like interactive games to play with you guys on a live stream, so less of the Final Fantasy games where it's sort of a linear story with preset characters, but more some sort of interaction of some sort, you know, naming characters after people or some amount of viewer choice in some aspects. I haven't had any great ideas, but you know, you never know. Maybe one of you guys has one. As far as upcoming games go, one of the things I wanted to mention was, if you're not aware, I do have a Steam group called Blue Tubers, and I have a list here. So I try to keep this relatively up to date. I try to update it every month or two with sort of what's coming up. So, for instance, you know, Shining Force obviously was a thing. This is the Phoenix Wright thing I'm getting onto more again. I am probably going to try to get to Metroid Prime 2 in the new year before too long. And Ogre Battle 64, I might actually put that down into the Group B. I'm not in a huge rush to get to that, really. I do want to get to Chrono Trigger quite soon, though. After I Am Setsuna, which was a lot of fun, kind of a modern, old-school game, I guess, whatever you want to call all those retro games, I guess. It made me, as much as I enjoyed I Am Setsuna, I was really eager to play Chrono Trigger after that, so I'm going to want to go through that. It's been on my list for ages, but I Am Setsuna kind of brought it up to the forefront. And I really need to finish Pools of Darkness, so the Gold Box old AD&D game. I played the first three already, Pool of Radiance, Curse of the Azure Bonds, and the third one, I forget its name. But we finished that off earlier this year. I want to finish the fourth because it's not a trilogy, quadrology, whatever. It's a 4-pack, and then we'll be done that series. There's other Gold Box games I'll probably play eventually, but I want to get those 4 finished as a series, just like I want to finish Shining Force as a series. And then I can continue on with other stuff. I might go from there into like Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition or Icewind Dale, just up it a generation or two and give that a try. I'm also interested in doing something like Pillars of Eternity, which is similar but much more modern. So yeah, in case you're wondering, I do have like a pretty large list. One of my problems as a channel is I've got more games that I want to cover and make Let's Plays of with you guys than I really have time to. Legend of Grimrock is also quite high on my list right now, as is Final Fantasy VI specifically. That's the next one in the Final Fantasy series. And I am definitely considering doing another Might and Magic game, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in our update video here. The other ones down the list, the further down you go, the less I'm in a rush to do them, and it just goes on and on and on. Some of these haven't come out yet. Some of these have come out, but I just didn't feel it was right for a Let's Play. Maybe one day. And some of them, well, maybe with the right mod. So, that's the list, and that's the upcoming. So that was like the main bulk of the update video for today. The rest of it is going to be a little bit about analytics for my channel and some thoughts and some questions, because I'm always open for feedback. So those are my plans. Finish the current series, start doing streaming again, probably Monday, Wednesday, Friday during the afternoon. It'd be nice to see you guys show up. And yeah, Might and Magic 6 is the reveal. So I know a lot of you guys joined the channel for that or a similar game. So hopefully get some good showing for that and have some fun. So, channel thoughts. First off, I'm looking for feedback on whether or not those of you watching Shining Force 3 or some other game enjoy the voice acting. I'm obviously not a professional voice actor, but I've had some fun doing it, making some goofball accents to throw at characters. Or specifically, your preference for Let's Plays, because when there's a game with a heavy amount of text, you know, obviously, if the game has voice acting, that's a plus. But a lot of games have a fair amount of either dialogue or narration or some such that needs to be read out. Well, someone needs to read it. The way I see it, there's sort of 3 options. Either I do not read it and I'm quiet such that you guys can read it and then I just comment on whatever they said. I could read it out loud in a normal voice, or I could do the dialogue as if I was acting as the characters. I don't know, I still haven't decided if I have a preference for the 3. When I'm watching other channels, they all can fit depending on the situation. But yeah, I figured I'd ask my viewers. You know, there's a few thousand of you guys, if you actually watch this video. But, you know, the ones that are active, you know, if you like the voice acting, let me know. Or if you prefer just a normal style reading, or just, Blue, stop reading those. It's wasting my time. Because I think it goes a bit quicker if I don't read it. But that means that you guys watching the game have to be paying a little bit more attention and catch up on the dialogue if you're reading it yourself. Anyway, that's one thought. I am, like I said for the streams earlier, I'm still looking for more interactive games in general. I like having games where, at the very least, viewers can participate by having an avatar in the game. Obviously, games like XCOM worked quite well for that. I did some with Ogre Battle, and there's lots of smaller games like Might and Magic. You can get 4 characters, but it's nice when there's like a few dozen and I can get a good number of people in. So I'm often looking for that for the next game, but sort of big picture on my channel, I generally just play games that I want to play, like I'm sure most Let's Players do. It's not that unreasonable. So like pretty much everything on this list is a game that I would like to play myself in the next couple years, or replay in some situations. And games that I think I would enjoy and also share with you guys. Also, perhaps some games aren't as easy to record or as easy to translate into a Let's Play, in my opinion. But so I I'm not I don't want to be rude, but like some channels are like view chasing channels, where whether it's for money or number of views or subscribers, you're always pushing what do the viewers want to watch. And a lot of the times you can get into a situation where, we'll just pick on Minecraft because everyone knows how that works, right? So if you made a channel based on Minecraft videos, maybe Terraria videos you could have seen earlier on this channel, and then you get a lot of viewers that show up to watch one series, and then that's just all you play because that's what gets you the most views and theoretically the most money and all that. That's not something I've ever really prioritized, and I'm not that kind of gamer. If I just played any game, you pick anything that I like on this list or on the channel. Like I really like the Metroid games, but I can't just keep playing the same Metroid game over and over again. I like, I finish a game, I gotta move on. So my channel will never be a single target group, right? Like I can't just pick one game like Skyrim. Lots of channels have just thousands of videos on one game like that. And it certainly helps grow the community, but it's not something I'm really looking for. But I try to keep to my genre at least. We play a lot of old strategy games, old RPG games. I've got some platformers, but I like to branch out and try new things. So you guys that are watching, if you've got a suggestion, I'm looking forward to it. I didn't make a link here. I didn't have it ready, but I'm considering a Patreon page. It's not on a high priority list for myself, but it's pretty easy to set up. And I was thinking of just tossing around some ideas of because they've got like if you're not familiar, Patreon is a way to support content creators like Let's Players and other things. And you can give donations, like money donations, either in I think you can set it up so it's either like one time only or like monthly recurring. And I know a lot of I've done a bit of research. Lots of Let's Players do things like that, where they reward Patreon subscribers with special perks. I could do stuff where, like if I did another XCOM game, Patreon subscribers could have first dibs on named characters and stuff like that. Some people might let Patreon subscribers get sort of a vote on a subscriber game or something, or first dibs on a multiplayer game with the Let's Player. Unfortunately, I don't do a lot of multiplayer myself. That's not one of my big things. So I guess the reason I mention it is I'm considering it, and I'm interested in what you guys think. Should I, if you've got any great ideas for sort of supporter rewards or stuff like that. It's obviously one of those optional things. It's also like if like lots of people use what's it called, ad block or uBlock or some form of ad protection on Let's Plays on YouTube, because you guys are annoyed with the ads. I don't blame you one bit. And if you still want to support the channel, you could donate like $1, and that would cover not watching ads for about a year, unless you watched every video I ever made twice. So I like the idea of having that as an option. So I'm thinking about setting that up. And finally, I want to talk a little bit about analytics on the channel. So I generally don't spend a lot of time worrying about the numbers. I do this for fun, and if it wasn't fun, I wouldn't do it. I don't do this to make a money or to get PewDiePie big. Like, that's never been a goal for me. It's always just been a fun outlet for a bit of creative content. And, I like playing. I'd be playing these games one way or the other, recording them and uploading them. It's been fun to learn the technical side of how to do that, and it's also been nice to have some people to talk with about shared interests in gaming. Obviously, I've met lots of cool people here. So, that said, I do pay attention to some degree on what you guys want to see. Because if I was just making videos that only got 1 view, that's less interesting to me than videos that get, 100 views or something. Like I said, I don't care if they get 1 million, but there's a difference between only a couple people ever watching them and a few hundred people watching them, and that's the kind of difference I'm interested in. So when we look at stuff like analytics, or when I look at it anyway, I try to look long-term, right? Like, this is about a year's worth of ebb and flow for subscriptions. It's all very positive. It's not like I'm losing subscribers. It's all good. It's not like a nice linear growth up like I'm sure the professionals want. We've got peaks and valleys where I can't remember exactly what series I was doing at a given time, but it's generally if I'm not doing a popular series, or I'm maybe not putting up very many videos, then I'm doing, I don't know, this might have been XCOM. At some point when I did the Long War campaign, that had a nice big spike. I think the Might and Magic ones had a bit of spike. Certain games peak up a little bit more than others. And if I really wanted this to go up quickly, I would want to be playing popular, newer games that are a little bit more open to the large group. The point of this is, over the last year, I would suggest most of my new subscribers have come from actually stuff like Might and Magic 6, Final Fantasy, a little bit from Skyrim, not a lot, more Might and Magic, a little bit of Final Fantasy, a couple from Railroad Tycoon. Nice to see some people from the Metroid game. That was a perk for sure. But I get a bit of a feeling for what series are sort of drawing people in positively. So I am going to change slightly in that I will probably be trying to cover the rest of the Might and Magic games. That's one of the reasons why I'm probably going to do the Might and Magic 6 live stream, is because I've looked at these again, like my initial series here, and gone, oh man, I can't even hardly listen to this. This is old school Blue that had a bad microphone and the audio wasn't as nice as I would have liked it. I didn't maybe talk as confidently as I do now. So I was thinking I'd give that a redo. Probably won't redo 7 and 8 anytime soon, and having a challenge is nice. But I'll probably get to Might and Magic 9, as much as the reviews for it aren't as good, and I'm not as excited for it. But I'll probably do that, because obviously there's people interested, and I don't think it's a terrible game, probably. And then I'll probably get around to Might and Magic Legacy, or Might and Magic X, which is newer than these ones, but still, well, we'll talk about that another day. Other than that, obviously I'll be continuing with the Final Fantasy games. That's been a long-term goal for this channel. And I don't know. I mean, it was nice to see the old Total War days were a lot of fun in XCOM. I need another good strategy game at some point that maybe is a little bit more modern. The other metric I use relatively frequently is sort of the views. We're averaging around, just for those of you that are interested, we're averaging around 1,500 views a day across all of my videos, which is cool. We peak around 2,000 depending on, again, what videos I'm uploading. Again, most of the views went to Might and Magic and a bit to XCOM again, so that's sort of my logic. Suffice to say, I have been a little bit discouraged with series that get relatively low participation, and I don't always know why, obviously. Like, you know, no one is going to be able to say, why do your Shining Force 3 views get 20 views? You've got 5,000 subscribers. I don't know. No, don't ask me. I do my best, but like I do my best to make them entertaining and have a reasonable video quality. But if they're not popular, there's not a lot of people searching for them, they're not going to get the big hits. So, it's not like I'm going to stop this series, it's just in the future, I'm trying to prioritize towards games that, you know, like, I've asked this question to lots of people that I know. How do you get a channel with, you know, 5,000 subscribes, for instance? How do you get even 10% of that to click on your new videos? 500 views would be pretty awesome for a new video for me. I don't have a great answer to that, obviously, and maybe someone watching this has a bit of an idea. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the channel. Guess I just got a little bit rambly there, but hey, my channel, I can do what I want. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for participating with the channel for as long as you've been around, and I hope to see you further in the future. Maybe stop by one of those live streams if you can arrange it. All right, folks. See you guys next time, and have a great day.